or gasoline powered, car makers are constantly figuring out ways to make cars go faster, and here we rank the fastest ones ever. When it comes to deciding the best hypercars today, top speed is a factor that's gradually grown in importance until it's become one of the major considerations. The battle for the fastest production cars is something that car makers like Bugatti, Koenigsegg, and even lesser-known brands like Hennessy Performance know only too well. In 2004, Bugatti launched the Veyron, a beast that could put out almost 1,000 horsepower. That marked the beginning of the horsepower race, and today, hypercars boasting four-figure power outputs are beginning to pop up with frightening regularity. It doesn't matter if the car is electric or gasoline-powered. Car makers are constantly figuring out new ways to cram even more power in their creations, power that is then channeled to improving their top speed numbers. Here, we have ranked some of the fastest cars out there today, worst to best. However, slowest here by no means implies that the car is slow. The last car on this list will still run rings around the Ferrari. It just means the car is in rare field league, dominated by the ultimate speed monsters. The McLaren F1, 240 miles per hour. The McLaren F1, arguably one of the most iconic hypercars ever made. It debuted in 1992, and the fact that it's on this list, crammed full of modern hypercars, should be enough proof of its legendary status. The car is made from weight-saving materials like magnesium, gold, and of course loads of carbon fiber. The car had a top speed officially measured at 240.1 miles per hour, making it the fastest production car from 1992 until 2005. Pretty impressive stuff. The Koenigsegg CCR, 242 miles an hour. Koenigsegg does not joke around when it comes to hypercars, even the early ones. There were only 14 units of the 2004 hypercar, with each one powered by a 4.7-liter twin-supercharged V8 that boasted a power output of over 800 horsepower. That was more than enough to get the car up and running, and it won't max out until it reaches a speed of over 240 miles per hour. The Saleen S7 Twin Turbo, 248 miles per hour. The Saleen S7 unfortunately doesn't get the attention it deserves, but the American supercar is a formidable force on its own. The car debuted in 2000, and then it was the only street-legal production car that exceeded a power output of 500 horsepower, and its twin-turbo power plant was capable of pushing the car to a peak of 248 miles per hour. The Tesla Roadster, 250 miles per hour. The Tesla Roadster is taking its sweet time to roll off the production line. However, on the basis of what we've seen so far, we're prepared to wait a little longer. The car was first introduced in 2017 and boasts some pretty impressive stats. It'll crush the quarter mile in 8.8 seconds, and individually peak at a top speed of 250 miles per hour. The Aston Martin Valkyrie, 250 miles per hour. The Valkyrie belongs to a new crop of hypercars that we can't wait to see on public roads. The car does not rely on any fancy turbocharger, but is instead powered by a naturally aspirated screaming V12 engine that can put out well over 1,000 horsepower. That should be good for a claimed top speed of 250 miles per hour, making it the fastest production Aston Martin, by some distance too. The McLaren Speedtail, 250 miles per hour. The engineers at Woking, the home of McLaren, put the top speed of the Hyper GT at 250 miles per hour, and now they have the figures to back it up. In December 2019, the 1,035 horsepower Speedtail was taken out to the Kennedy Space Center for testing, and it was able to reach that 250 mile per hour top speed not once, but over 30 times. It is now the fastest McLaren production car ever made. The Koenigsegg Regera, 250 plus miles per hour. The Koenigsegg Regera is a revolutionary piece of engineering that does away with the complicated gear setup of other cars. The car is equipped with a unique single gearing system that in layman terms means you just get into the car and go. There's no compromise on its top speed either, as the car is able to exceed 250 miles per hour in a flat-out run. SSC Ultimate Aero, 256 miles per hour. Not many people know that this hypercar actually held the title for the world's fastest production car at some point. In September 2007, the twin-turbocharged hypercar was able to hit a top speed of 256 miles per hour on a closed highway. That feat snatched the record from Bugatti, and the Ultimate Aero actually held onto the record for a few years, until the Veyron Supersport happened. The Rimac Concept 2, 258 miles per hour. This is one of 2 fully electric cars on this list, but it has earned every right to be included. It's one of the fastest accelerating cars, needing only 1.85 seconds to hit 60 miles an hour. More impressive is the fact that its bank of 4 electric motors can whip up over 1,900 horsepower and push the car to a claimed top speed of 258 miles per hour. Bugatti Veyron Supersport, 268 miles per hour. The Veyron Supersport packs one of the biggest engines in the hypercar world, a beastly W16 quad-turbocharged engine capable of 1,186 horsepower. The Veyron is not light, weighing at almost 2 tons, yet in 2010, the car put its power output to good use when it reached a top speed of 268 miles per hour at Volkswagen's top-secret test track in Germany. Hennessy Venom GT, 270 miles per hour. The Venom GT is another Hennessy creation that doesn't work about when it comes to speed credentials. In February 2014, the 1,261 horsepower hypercar was officially clocked at 270.49 miles per hour during speed runs conducted out on the 3.2-mile shuttle runway at the Kennedy Space Center. Its acceleration was pretty savage too, needing only 14.51 seconds to hit 200 miles an hour from a standing start. SSC Totara, 300 miles an hour. The SSC Totara is the successor to the Ultimate Aero, another extreme hypercar. The Totara debuted in February with a mind-boggling 1,750 horsepower from its supercharged V8 engine. That power output, combined with a weight of a mere 1,247 kilograms, means the car is incredibly fast and should be able to hit a top speed of 300 miles per hour, as claimed by the manufacturer. The Hennessy Venom F5, 300 plus miles per hour. Hennessy performance has always been about speed, and the Venom F5 represents their most ambitious project yet. Delivery of the first production units is expected to happen later this year. The 1,817 horsepower hypercar will be able to hit a top speed of 311 miles per hour, according to the company's CEO. That will be even faster than the record set by Bugatti. The Bugatti Chiron Supersport, 300 plus to 304 plus miles per hour. This is the reigning king of the speed fiends at the moment, a title bestowed after the astonishing record speed run that took place at Aero Les in Germany in September 2019. The specially modified Chiron managed to smash through the mythical 300 mile/per-hour barrier. The driver, Andy Wallace, claimed that he could have gone even faster still. That's just insane, beyond comprehension.